Once upon a time, in a bustling city lived a little lion. Not your typical lion, mind you. This one was a city cat, small in stature but with a heart as fierce as any jungle king. His name was Leo, but to us, he was our little lion. In a concrete jungle, amidst towering skyscrapers and rumbling traffic, our little lion roamed the streets. His days were filled with the usual cat activities, basking in the sun, playing with fallen leaves, and of course taking those all-important cat naps. But his life was far from ordinary. You see, Leo was a dreamer. He had a spirit of adventure that was larger than his small, furry frame. Leo was as playful as any other cat, always ready for a chase or a quick game of tag with the city's pigeons. But there was something different about him. Amidst his playful antics, there was a glint in his eye, a spark of curiosity that made him stand out from his feline friends. He wasn't just content with exploring the alleyways and rooftops of his urban jungle. He yearned for something more, something bigger. Every night, as the city fell into a serene slumber, our little lion would gaze at the twinkling stars above. He would imagine himself on grand adventures, traversing vast landscapes and discovering new territories. His tiny heart pounded with the excitement of these dreams. His tiny paws twitched in anticipation. He was a little lion with a personality as big as the city he lived in. His spirit was indomitable, his courage was unshakable. And his dreams? Well, they were as vast as the ocean. Leo wasn't just another city cat. He was a lion at heart, a brave adventurer trapped in a tiny feline's body. And so, the little lion, with dreams bigger than his tiny paws, decided it was time for an adventure. A big adventure, one that would take him beyond the city's borders, one that would make his dreams come true. After all, he was our little lion, and he was ready to roar. The little lion embarked on his journey. Making his way through the labyrinth of towering buildings and bustling streets, the little lion was an emblem of bravery in a world much bigger than him. Undeterred by the cacophony of car horns, the symphony of city life, he trod fearlessly, his eyes shining with determination. He faced his first challenge, the bustling traffic. Cars zoomed past in a blur of color and sound, but our little lion didn't flinch. With a well-timed dash, he darted across the street, his little heart pounding but his spirit undeterred. The city with its concrete jungle could not intimidate this little lion. Next, he encountered towering walls as high as the skyscrapers that surrounded him. These were no match for our little lion. With the agility of a seasoned climber, he scaled the walls, his tiny claws digging into the rough surface. The top offered a vantage point, a momentary break from the bustling city below, where he could survey his kingdom. But the city was not without its dangers. His diminutive size belied by his mighty heart. His hiss was enough to send the larger foes scampering. Overcame, only fueled his spirit, making him Despite the obstacles, the little lion continued his journey, his spirit unbroken and his resolve. As the sun began to set, the little lion stumbled upon something he hadn't expected. Our brave little explorer, with his heart as big as his spirit, found himself in the company of a group of stray kittens. These kittens, much like our little lion, were navigating the challenges of the big city, but without the comfort of a home or the security of a family. The sight stirred something within the little lion. He saw their huddled forms, their scared eyes, and he knew he couldn't leave them to face the cold night alone. So he did what any lion, big or small, would do. He decided to help. He led the kittens to a safe corner he had discovered earlier, a little nook hidden from the bustling city life, warm and sheltered. He then embarked on a mission to find food, using his keen senses and quick paws to scavenge for scraps. He returned with a small feast, enough to fill their tiny bellies and bring a glimmer of hope to their eyes. In this moment, our little lion was no longer just an adventurer, he was a hero, a protector. He was a beacon of kindness in a world that often seemed too large and too harsh. The little lion, despite being on his own adventure, took the time to help those in need. With the moon high in the sky, the little lion knew it was time to return home. There was a certain magic in the air, a palpable sense of anticipation that hung heavy as he retraced his paw prints back to the city he had once known. The cityscape, once daunting, now seemed familiar and welcoming. The towering buildings that once felt like mountains were now just tall friends, whispering stories of the little lion's adventures. The city, it seemed, had a heart that beat in rhythm with the little lion's own. His journey had been a tapestry of trials and triumphs, transforming him from a curious kitten into a brave and wise lion. His eyes, once wide with the naivety of youth, now held a spark of wisdom and courage born from his big adventure. His city friends awaited his return, their eyes gleaming with excitement and a hint of awe. They gathered around him, their tails twitching with curiosity as the little lion regaled them with tales of his adventure. His stories were filled with suspense, bravery, and a hint of danger, making his friends gasp with surprise and cheer in admiration. And so the little lion, a little wiser and a lot braver, returned home. But he knew that this was just the beginning of his many adventures to come.